Welcome to another Scene World unboxing video. It's time to look at a new piece of hardware from the future was 8-bit. And one of the big changes in Commodore 64 in recent years has been the methods of loading and storing games on other media, notably SD cards. Top of the range is the 1541 Ultimate 2 Plus, which fully emulates disk drive. You have the SD to IEC that has a lot of functionality, and the more recent backbit cartridge that is also looking at other formats. But what we have here today is the open source Kung Fu Flash. Big thank you to my friend Wayne at Art Ravers for sending me this as a Christmas present. Nicely packaged, safe inside here. So it's an open source project from Kim Jorgensen. Fits into the cartridge port. It's also fully supported with various cartridges, shells that you can 3D print. You've got a Future 8-bit balloon, and you can build them yourself, or you can go for a retailer like the Future is 8-bit. And the end result is you get a nice package here, Kung Fu Flash, with some basic instructions on the back, which I'll now read. Kung Fu Flash gives you access to various cartridge stroke disk images. Following types are currently supported: cartridge CRT, disk image D64, D71, D81. Notice that it does not support fast loaders. Program files, PIG P00, and then its own built-in firmware updates. And as you can see from the package here, you can also ask for an SD card to be included with some files to get you started. So let's take out the cartridge here. Got a nice red shell. You can see the future8bit.com and Kim Jorgensen. And looking around, standard connector. On the top is the micro SD slot. This obviously is the adapter for transferring files to that. And then there are 3 buttons. We have the reset, which takes you back to start, the menu, and the special button, which acts like the freezer button on an action replay cartridge or similar. So one of the great things about this is it says you can support various cartridge formats and can also emulate EasyFlash. EasyFlash, not the easiest thing to get hold of, and so buying one of these is a good alternative. So latest firmware updates do support NTSC as well as PAL, although that is still experimental and not fully tested. And as I say, the main difference to something like the SD to IEC and 154 Ultimate is there's no fast loader support, so it's single program files or direct kernel loading from a D64 image. Firmware update, simply a case of putting the UPD file onto the micro SD card, putting it in and selecting the menu update. So that's a quick look at Kung Fu Flash, how it looks. Nice cartridge shell from the Future 8-bit there. It's a great piece of hardware at a decent price. So we have the Kung Fu Flash installed in the back of my C64C here in its stumpy red cartridge. Those little red cartridges are shells are really cool and evoking the classic action replay, and it lights up. Right hand light is red, middle light is green, and this micro SD card came supplied with it. It's an optional extra when you order from the Future was 8-bit. I've added some extra files here so we can demonstrate some abilities, but first of all we're going to go in and use the update, the latest firmware version 1.35. So we should be able to just access this will upgrade to 1.35. Currently at the bottom here you can see Kung Fu Flash 1.23p. For PAL is flashed. F1 to help, and you see cursor or joystick will control cursor, return or fire to run or change directory, shift to hold, shift or hold for options, home, root directory, delete directory up, 8 to Z and 0 to 9 to search, F1 help, F5 settings, F6 for C1 to 8 mode, F7 goes into basic with the cartridge active, F8 kills the cartridge and run stop resets. Provided with no warranty of any kind, use at your own risk. So we'll go in and run the upgrade, and that was as simple as that. So as I say, the future is 8-bit provide files. As we can see here, we've got the SD browser. Also on here we've got files for the SD to BBC, the div MMC future, and the SD to IEC devices that they sell. But if we go into the directory here, the futureis8bit.com, you can see I've added from the 499 range. These are Commodore files, demos, Kung Fu Flash, the penultimate cartridge VIC-20 and SD to IEC, the SD to BBC, the Sinclair, and the 999 carts. Go back up to the root and we'll come down to one of my directories. So you're saving things by month, and so there's a D64 file there you can run, and it says D64 PRG or TAP, and of course the main reason for running this is a CRT cartridge file. So what I'm going to do is look through, should be, I believe there's a directory on here to put cartridge in. Let's have a look in the ZAP64 cover disk. Side 1 and 2. And we can go into the directory and let's do a quick look at Puzzle Bobble demo. So it's as simple as that. Load and run the file. So that's how easy life is with Kung Fu Flash. And while the cartridge is running, the middle button returns you to the menu. Right hand button resets and reloads the last chosen file. And the left hand special button acts as a cartridge freezer if you're running a cartridge image. So let's go back to the menu and go up a directory here and hit home to root the directory and go into here, into this, and looking in this directory and I'm trying to find a particular file here, so let's go back. And here's the file I was looking for, Supremacy 30th. See, I've got quite a few PNG image files there from where I'm working on magazines to provide images. So, Supremacy 30th.crt, the EasyFlash cartridge. And as you can see, it's now programming the flash memory. Do not power off or reset while this is happening. And we're into Supremacy 30th. So as you can see, you've got your intro, trainer, game intro, main game, and instructions. We'll go into game intro. And this is well worth checking out. Brilliant new intro screen from Steve. And amazing animation based on the Amiga intro. And we can skip forward. Goes into the classic original intro with the Durantel tune. A few changes to reflect it's the 30th anniversary edition. And then view opponent. Choose who you want to fight against. Click and challenge to get into the game. And as you can see, the loading times are incredibly fast from Cartridge. And we're playing the game already. So if you haven't played Supremacy, I recommend it wholeheartedly. Recently reviewed it for Zap64 and gave it a sizzler. So we'll buy. We currently don't have enough credits. I have to wait. Okay, so we'll go back to the menu. Oh, so press reset there, which will reset what the current cartridge is set to. So you have to press the menu button to go back in. And what we'll do is we'll go back up and to the current directory, and we'll load something else. Then a D64 and a CRT. We'll find a PNG here. And this is a little bit of an exclusive. So this is The Empire Strikes Back from Megastyle, inspired by the classic Atari 2600 game. So that's the ATST walker, and of course on the later levels you face the giant AT-ATs. So an interesting little glimpse into something that's coming soon for your Commodore 64. And you can see from this how easy it is to use Kung Fu Flash. The one proviso, of course, is that it's not a disk drive emulator like the 154 Emulate Ultimate 2 or the SD to IEC. It simply handles single files or single disk images. There's no disk swapping at present in the firmware. The NTSC support is better in more recent firmware. Here's another new release, Tutankham, from Luca Carminati, based on the Konami arcade game. Go around the maze, pick up the keys and treasure, and make it to the exit. You can only fire on the horizontal corridors. So you have to be careful where you go. And later levels have more locks, so you need more keys. And it's a really good conversion. Along with Luca's other recent Bagman Comes Back and Lady's Back. So, as I say, that's a quick demonstration of what the Kung Fu Flash cartridge is all about. Very reasonably priced solution for loading files quickly from an SD card, a micro SD card. Allows you to get new stuff onto your C64 quicker and try it out. Hope you've enjoyed this video for Scene World. Keep watching the channel for news, reviews, interviews and more unboxing videos. So I thought I'd shoot a little bit of extra footage for this video and add a little postscript to say thank you to Dan Tutil. Dan is a hardware hacker and fan who built his own Kung Fu Flash cartridges. He found it easy to buy a batch of components and make a few rather than just try and make one for himself. And we did a feature together in Zap64 magazine talking about the cartridge. So thank you to Dan for that. And here is another recent release on CRT cartridge format. So it programs the flash memory. Remember, when it's ready, then you can reset and restart it. And indeed, this is Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition demo version, unlicensed by Capcom, of course. Excellent intro picture there. So move on to the menu. Game start, versus battle, option mode, choice of 3 difficulty levels, time limit on or off, cheat mode on or off. You can go to a separate music player and look at the manual. So let's have a look in here. And we've got all 12 characters, so you've got the 4 boss characters as well as the traditional 8 from the original Street Fighter. And Ryu is up to fight. So this is still a work in progress. There is some excellent background from John Oak. And you can see pull off some of the special moves. Obviously with a single button you can't pull off as many moves. There's a 6-button SNES pad. The throws are in there, fireballs, hurricane kick. And Ken's got me in the corner and knocked me down. Well, that's good, isn't it? Sprite work is pretty good. I've only had a few games, so I'm still getting used to the control. Finding the Dragon Punch hard to pull off. But no, I find it hard to pull off in Street Fighter 2. on a SNES pad. So, oh, look at the throat. Into the hurricane cake. Oh, we got me going through. Bobble. So that's a great demonstration of my game playing skills there. Attack me if you dare, I will crush you. Well, he certainly did. Continue. I don't think I'm going to continue that game. So let's have a look for something else recent here. I'll have a quick blast on T-Rex 64, based on the Google Chrome mini game when you run out of internet access. I need to switch joystick ports here. It's a case of jump over the obstacles and duck under enemies. Cute little game. I believe it's 15 stages over 3 different worlds. Start off with a very generous 5 lives as well on the standard difficulty. Press and hold fire to jump, longer you press, higher you jump, simple down to duck. Enemy sprite's quite good too. Music playing as well. See how far we can get. Oh, well, that was tricky to spot. Some scorpions and birds in the desert there to avoid. Oh, duck under that one. Oh, now we get faster. Long obstacles to clear. And jump or duck that one. And 9 extra life for completing the first 5 sections. And into the forest. Oh, that would trip me up. Oh, there's a nice little stepping stone in the water there to help me get across. Splash. Oh. been so many fun games released already in 2022. And that piece seems to be my nemesis. So, and we'll call it quits there for this video. Hope you've enjoyed this look at the Kung Fu Flash and some recent games. Loading through it, you can see how easy and convenient it is. And as I switch off the Commodore 64, I'd like to say thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Keep watching the Scene World channel for more unboxing videos, gameplay footage, interviews and news.